they are conscious breathers. Which, if you think about it, makes sense. When you're underwater, you hold your breath until you surface. You go unconscious underwater, you're going to drown. So technically, a sea turtle never sleeps. Okay? But put them under anesthesia, and it's a whole nother deal. We use gases, isoflurane, nitrous, oxygen. And we used to use the mask like you would on a cat or a dog. Well, a turtle can hold their breath anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. Yeah. And you'd be sitting here waiting for this turtle to take a breath to finally go to sleep. And it was ridiculous. So we finally got to the point where we said enough is enough. We force it by intubation. So I'll pass around a picture of a little green turtle being intubated.
And do injectable?
We do an injectable sedative. We use dextromethorphan and then anesthesia as a reversal. So they're not flopping all over the place. But not injectable anesthesia.
Very good one.
So that's just PVC pipe, simple, it's a bite block. Human trach tube through the glottis, down the lungs, to hook up to the machine to put this turtle to sleep. Definitely the next problem is if an animal never sleeps and you put them to sleep, conscious breather doesn't breathe. So you have to actually monitor that turtle's breathing, which literally used to consist of me handbagging them. Our old machine did not have any of this, it was just me squeezing a bag. This machine was donated last January. It's our first one in 25 years that we've ever had an automatic ventilator, which is very exciting for me and my hand, trust me. We, therefore, now know that, okay, they don't breathe when they're asleep, so they don't really do good with anesthesia. After an hour, that turtle typically won't regain consciousness for another 5 or 6. You go handbagging a turtle on room air about every 3 minutes for 5 or 6 hours until they finally breathe on their own. So, any longer than an hour and it starts to get dangerous. But most of these turtles have so many tumors, you could spend all day in here, literally. We've learned to stop at that hour and then reschedule another surgery later on down the line. So most turtles will need 2 or 3 until they're finally tumor-free. The first surgery is always to look internally. Okay, so we scope up. This is a picture of Dr. Doug, our fabulous vet. He literally wrote the book on reptilian medicine and surgery, and he happens to be from the Keys, and he's down the street from us, which is a giant hospital for reptiles. It's amazing, right? Well, he loves us so much that he donates his time for every surgery and every consult. Now, he trained his wife, so when she has days off, he's always up for donating her time
tell me when
as well.
you're done. So you guys.
But that's the endoscope. Now, Cassandra, if you flip that over, I'm sorry, had swallowed a triple hook. And he was going down to find that. It was pretty amazing. Once it was located, he made the exterior incision and actually removed it. But usually what you're looking for are internal tumors. And unlike cats and dogs where you can easily access the body cavity, turtles have a bony bottom shell as well, a plastron. So you're not going to split ribs, but to gain access, you actually can go through their hips. And that may be something you don't think about, but turtles have big soft hips. They have enough room to make a little incision and get this camera into the body. 10% of the time you're going to find the internal tumors on organs. It is proved to always be fatal. It's usually highly aggressive at that point, and it's not just like a tumor growing, you know, outside the kidney, it's usually growing in it as well. So it actually encompasses an organ. So that 10% for this time being is humanely euthanized. It's only the externals we remove, and that's where the laser scalpel or radio scalpel come in. Both are neat. The laser scalpel in particular, it just heats up real hot and burns them right off. The biggest external tumor I ever saw was 4.5 pounds. And that was on a 20-pound turtle. But it grows like a big piece of cauliflower or broccoli, usually with a root, and it's usually just dermal layer. So once you remove it, all it does is cauterize the wound at the same time. You don't even stitch. You get a scab that falls off after 4 weeks, and on a big one, maybe a little scar, and that's it. But by the time they leave in a year, you'd never know they were tumor turtles. You can't tell. What's amazing is last year, we rescued a turtle. He had been hit by a boat, but he had flipper tags, which means he'd been in contact with humans before. And when we contacted the tagging agency, Chase, as we had named him, was actually Peaches from North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
As it turned out, that turtle had been treated at that facility for tumors. Been in the wild 6 years, tumor-free. I would never have known it was a tumor turtle if I didn't call and even see signs of surgery or scabbing. So it's pretty amazing. We know it works. It's just not why. But we work with the University of Florida, their veterinarian staff and research staff, and the Albert Einstein Institute of Medicine, New York, human researchers. So we're kind of trying to hit it on both fronts since it's close to human herpes as anything else. You like have maybe like one tooth coming through there, don't you?
One tooth.
It is so stinking cute. Questions?